Guys, what is up? You are back for another video. This is your daily outlook prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. This is my research and due diligence. You must do your own research and due diligence for buying any stock or crypto asset. I'm going to be showing you as what I'm looking at as a trader and investor for today and the rest of the week, moving into tomorrow. Let's go ahead and show you guys what we are talking about. We're going to be looking at GME, AMC, the stock market, aka SPY, and NASDAQ, and of course, crypto currency. Now, I want to point out here that AMC did break above 280 as specified in yesterday's video, and it looks like we're actually going to push for 290, and that's going to be happening tomorrow. If AMC is able to break and hold 290, you're going to see a decent pop towards $3. Most likely this time, once we break and hold 290, we're going to actually go probably pretty quickly towards $3. Now, I want to point out here that AMC is doing exactly what I said it would, bottoming out with a higher low and starting to push up in a decent way. GameStop still is going to do the same thing as well. You guys can see the momentum is building. MACD still green. We are bottoming out. We are starting to flatten out, but GameStop has two gap fills to the downside, which I believe it's going to fill them tomorrow. That's why we got this push up, rejected down, and now we're about to fill these gaps. I do believe these gaps are going to get filled tomorrow. Gap starts at 22.76 and then goes down to about 22.65. I believe those will get filled tomorrow. So I think we're going to drop down a little bit lower. That's what I said. On some of the meme stocks, we could see a little bit more downside before more recovery. And then I think from there, we are going to continue up. In my personal opinion, for GME, I think it's going to flatten out and then correct to the upside with a decent pop up, most likely making a higher high than this 28.30, and AMC is most likely going to make a higher high than this 3.18. So again, we want to see AMC push for $3, which could potentially happen tomorrow, especially if this momentum stays on track. They are absolutely desperate. I told you guys in yesterday's video, they're definitely building up for something because they have 3.2 million short shares. They were racking them up. Cost to borrow seeing spike on both of the meme stocks. You guys can see AMC spiked all the way to 0.75%. Current cost to borrow sitting at 0.57%. GME also getting a pop to the upside here, and cost to borrow going all the way up to 0.56%, 0.56%. We definitely want to see these cost to borrows at least over 1% or higher, but this is moving in the right direction. 2.8 million short shares here for GME at time of recording. So again, they've loaded up for both of the meme stocks, anticipating a move to the upside, especially AMC, where they loaded up a little bit more. And then as you guys can see, AMC is making a move to the upside. So again, I think we're going to see a continuation up. You guys can see Alligator looking strong, bullish momentum looking strong. This looks good for a continuation up, and we're probably going to see 290 tomorrow held. And once we hold that, you're going to see a decent pop towards $3. But I do expect them to fight us. I often find it weird as well that crypto kind of has a relationship with AMC and GME, because you guys can see the crypto market was pretty green today as well, which I'll be talking about in the crypto section. Let me know in the comments down below, do you guys think the crypto market has any relation with AMC or GME? Now, guys, I told you the dark pool's been going absolutely crazy. Yesterday we were seeing like highs of 81%. Right now we're seeing 76%, 26 million volume traded in the dark pool today here for AMC. Absolute insanity on these numbers. Overall volume for today was sitting at 33.9 million. Not bad at all. We want to see this volume come in. That will help us overrun the not only them dumping of the short shares, but the algorithms that they use to try to barcode the stock. This is why when we have volume, you see AMC barcode less. AMC is definitely looking decent. I told you guys we were going to be moving up, and I think we're going to push towards 290. Now, there is a stock going crazy as well called Beyond Meat. The DZ fam did know about this stock a few days ago, even before it took off. Shout out to Andrew. He brought it to our attention. I did give out some predictions in the Discord and then talked about it on stream. So make sure you guys tune into the live streams to get this type of information. But that ended up moving to the upside in after hours. I did give a price target to $3 to $4 for Beyond Meat. I'll be talking about that more in the Discord. If you guys want to get in the Discord, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5. It's $100 for a lifetime invite. payment made via PayPal or Cash App. GME looking like it's going to be pulling back. Like I said, unfortunately, this is just part of the bottoming process that we're going to have to see here for GME. It's going to have to fill those gaps, and then that bullish divergence is going to play out. AMC already moving up, but like I said, for both of the meme stocks, they're going to be rallying up, then coming down, making a higher low, which is what both of them are doing, and then pushing back up to most likely make a higher high. So again, I think we're right on track for my predictions on the micro and macro, and we're probably going to see a bullish day for AMC tomorrow. And similar to today, GME might see a little bit of bearishness. It could end up pulling off a bullish day if it goes down and then bottoms quickly and pushes up. But don't be surprised if you see GME come down to like 22.76 to 22.65. To fill those gaps. You guys can see right here on the 4-hour time frame, we actually have that gravestone doji. So this is what I'm looking at for the meme stocks, AMC and GME. A very short, sweet, and to the point. Not too much news going on. I did record the whole Ryan Cohen interview. If you guys want to see that, I'll put it at the end of this video. And I'll try to put a card up in the corner as well, so you guys can just click on it up here in the corner hand. So look for that around this time period of me talking about it. But you guys can check that out on my channel. I do have the whole interview. So this is what we're looking at for the meme stocks. Let's go ahead and move into SPY in the overall market, show you guys what's going on there, and then we'll move into BTC and crypto and wrap up this video. So SPY kind of starting to show some signs of weakness. Definitely think we could see a push to the upside if we hold the key level of 671.24. But the thing is that we pushed up towards that 673. We hit 672.99, so we were 1 penny off. And I think we're going to start topping out around 673, 675. I think we could push higher, but we need to see some consolidation. So don't be surprised if it starts off slow tomorrow, but NASDAQ definitely looks like it wants to try to move up, but it's starting to show overall that it's losing momentum. So what we're expecting is potentially a pop to the upside and then a sharp drop down as it breaks down out of this potential macro bear flag that's forming here for SPY. So maybe even briefly like making a new all-time high, but then dropping down sharply. Why do I think this? Because MACDs here on the bigger time frames are starting to curl down. Also, if you go ahead and look, as you guys can see here on the weekly time frame, starting to curl down. Also, RSI on the weekly time frame almost overbought already, which I told you guys would be a problem. We have little to no room to run. And monthly RSI is looking insane right now. Normally, when we get the RSI this high, you see corrections to the downside. So I'm very, very sure that we're actually probably going to top out here soon. Maybe make a new all-time high briefly, but then correct down, in my personal opinion. A lot more people are talking about the AI bubble as well. It's becoming much more known, and that's going to really, even just with the whole psychology of the market and everything, start to make this bubble popping come to fruition. I do think AI is in a bubble. Some people think we're not at the end. Some people think we're near the end. But I think that we are going to see a correction nonetheless. It might not be the big one, but we are definitely going to see a correction, in my personal opinion. NASDAQ having these gaps to the downside as well, possibly forming a macro bear flag as well, where you could see a move to the upside and then a sudden drop down as this bear flag plays out. So this is what we're looking at. We're still didn't see any resolution from the whole thing that caused this, which is the Trump tariff scares. And again, there's still a little bit more tension here with China as well as things progress. Government shutdown also kind of getting in play, because not at first it dropping down, but now that it's dragging on longer, if it continues to drag on longer, that's going to cause a little bit of uncertainty. Also, it's going to be shutting things down. So we could start to see that start to affect the markets as well. And that would be later on kind of correlating with us moving up and then dropping down. So this is why I think we're going to be pushing up higher, but then dropping down, in my personal opinion. SPY most likely going to push up tomorrow, and then potentially start pulling back in the later half of the week. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall market. Let's go ahead and move into BTC crypto and show you guys what's going on there, and then wrap up this video. So Bitcoin getting a very decent pop to the upside today, heading up to $114,100. Now pulling back here slightly, but that is okay. If Bitcoin's able to stay above $109,500, that's a sign that we potentially are bottoming. And if Bitcoin is able to break and hold 115,700 and hold that level, that's a sign that we did indeed bottom from the crash that we've seen. But we're not out of the woods just yet. I want to see if Bitcoin can stay above this $109,500 level. That's a very, very key level. You want to see Ethereum stay over 4,000. Ethereum looking more and more, though, like it's going to break out of this overall falling wedge and push to the upside, which means most likely Bitcoin is going to be moving to the upside when this happens. As it is now altcoin season, Bitcoin dominance is still very, very high. And that means that Bitcoin has to be moving for your favorite altcoins to be moving. So even if you don't own Bitcoin, you want to be rooting for BTC right now. Not too much going on in the crypto market as far as news are concerned. We still are in the fear. So again, be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. When we dropped down into extreme fear, you guys could have seen that was definitely a good time to buy, because any of the crypto assets you could have bought and sold for some decent gains here. ETH making like a 16% gain off of the lows. Cardano, ADA really coming up off of those lows, as you guys can see here, 88% gain. So you could have bought, anywhere up on this wick. It's a day wick, wick on the daily candle, and then made some money and either took profit or hold, whatever the case may be. Me personally, I'm holding for crypto for the long term, because my bet is that Bitcoin, especially with the dollar coming down and inflation being in play, them constantly printing money, Bitcoin follows the M2 money supply chart very, very well. When those go up, Bitcoin normally goes up. When liquidity goes up, it seems like Bitcoin goes up, and they're constantly printing, constantly adding liquidity. We're also about to have the rates potentially lowered even more, which would add more liquidity, more easy capital into the market, allowing BTC to climb even higher. I do not think this bull run is over, in my personal opinion, and my bet is that Bitcoin, when I'm ready to retire or finally sell, in 2030, 2040, maybe even 2050, depending on where I am with things, Bitcoin is going to be worth exponentially more than when I bought it here and accumulated it over my lifetime in my earlier years. So again, I'm holding Bitcoin for the long term. It's one of the few things that I've been able to buy and hold, and it does continue to go up. Even when I bought at some of these higher levels, those are now going into profit. And I think I bought maybe one time where it's out of profit now, but we even made a new all-time high, so I could have took profits on that and cashed out. But again, I'm accumulating this for the long term, dollar cost averaging. We're still in a bearish sign here on the weekly time frame. So again, I don't think we're going to see any explosive movements up just yet. But if Bitcoin is able to get back above 115,700, I think we could go for a new all-time high. And as long as we're above this overall trend line that we've been in on the macro, I believe that the crypto bull run is not over. If Bitcoin were to break below this and crash down, it would bring altcoins with it and bring an end to this overall uptrend that we've seen ever since the breakout of the falling wedge, which I talked about this breakout of the falling wedge before it ever happened. And I talked about Bitcoin going to 80 and 100K, 70K, those price targets. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, as my crypto price targets have been extremely accurate. XRP getting back above 250, but coming back down. We want to see XRP hold that 250 level, but there is a ton, and I mean a ton, of sell orders here. Again, this is showing signs of manipulation. Crypto is scarce. Most of it is finite. At least the best tokens are. They have max supplies. So they kind of have to shake you out of these things. And I think that what we're seeing here, because Bitcoin was literally up to new all-time highs. They're like, whoa, 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 it's about to take off. Let's drop it down. And then whales do this all the time. They accumulate low and then run it up. So again, I think what we were seeing here is a little bit of crypto manipulation, markets being manipulated by whales, bringing it down so they can have more time to accumulate before the next leg up in this crypto bull run. So I don't think this bull run is over just yet. Maybe I'm a little too bullish, but I don't think it's over just yet, in my personal opinion. So this is what we're looking at for stocks and crypto. This is your daily outlook and prediction. Listen, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. A few people make it to the end, and that helps me out. If you want to help me out even more, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and also share this content. You can also check out the merch store. I'm rocking some of the merch right now. It helps support the channel, helps keeps things going. Or if you want to drop a super chat during the live streams or a gifted membership, that's a great way to give back to the community and help out as well. But if you don't want to do any of that stuff, just hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and make sure you do this most of all. Have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam.